Hi, good morning, and welcome to Live with Joy. I'm going to give it a few moments for everybody to come find that post, and we're going to get started on our first day of the week. So happy Monday, everybody. I'm going to go over what you're going to need and what we're going to be doing today. So I will tell you what you need. I'll also remind everybody in a few moments as people start to come on and find that post. What you're going to want to have is some dumbbells today. We are doing strength supersets, and we're alternating between lower body and upper body. So you are going to want to have your dumbbells, different sizes if you have them available to you. One size if you only have is fine as well. And you're going to want to have a mat and possible extra cushion for your knees, either by folding your mat or having a folded towel or a pillow. We're going to be doing all of our lower body exercises up on our feet, and we're going to be doing all of our upper body exercises from the floor on the ground, some of them in a kneeling position. So if you feel like you need the extra cushion for your knees for that kneeling position, just make sure that you have either a folded towel or a mat that you can fold, and then that will provide that extra cushion. So like a yoga mat that you fold a few times, and then you can kneel on that totally fine. Okay, so whatever you think is going to be comfortable to you. So once again, for those of you who just joined us, you need your dumbbells, you need your mats, and you need some cushion for your knees to be in a kneeling position, whether that is by folding your mat or having a folded towel. And we are doing strength supersets today. So we're starting our week out with some nice, strong strength work, alternating between lower body and upper body. Our lower body we're gonna do from a standing position, starting from a standing position, and then we're gonna do our upper body work from the ground. Okay, so you do want to have that mat in order to come to the floor. Okay, so with all of that said, dumbbells, mat, and just get ready to work and get that strength ready to go. We are going to start to warm it up. All right, so shoulders down, retract back, engage that center, and march it out, right, left. Standing up nice and tall the entire time. Making sure you have that good posture. Let's take that march out wide. Let's go 8 more here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. March it back in for 8. 4, 3, 2. Take it wide for 8. 4, 3, 2. March it back in for 4. Let's take it wide for 4. March it in for 4. Take it wide for 4. Hold it wide and squat it. Bend the knees and bend the elbows. Push that bottom back. Get the weight to the heels of the feet, but keep those feet flat. Nice open chest. Get ready to slow this up. In 2 more. Take it down to up for 2. It's down for 2. And up. 3 more times. Down for 2. And up. 2 more times. Down. And up. 1 more time. Down. Pick up your speed for 8. 7. From here, we're going to step back right and left and reach overhead in 4 more. In 3. In 2. Step it back right, left. Either tap and step or bend and step. Either way, you want to reach those arms up into the ceiling. Step. Keep it here for 1 more set. You got 8 more. Then back to a wide squat as you interlock the fingers behind that head or behind the ears. In 4 more. In 3. In 2. Take it wide and interlock or loosely here. Either way, open the chest, squeeze, and retract the back. Sit it down and press it up. Open the chest. 1 more set. Let's go 8 more. Right here. Last 8. 7. 6. 5. Last 4. Press it up. 3. Press it up. 2. Release those hands, wide march. 8, 4, 3, 2, march it back in for 8, 4, 3, 2, take it wide for 4, march it in for 4, take wide for 4, march it in for 4, take it wide and hold, hands on those thighs, and hinge forward, flat back, let's hold, and roll it up halfway, stretch that spine, take that flat back down, roll it all the way up, allow that head to come up last, roll those shoulders back, and we're gonna head into our first circuit. 2 exercises for the legs on our feet, 30 seconds each, 4 times each. Watch what we're gonna do. We're gonna take those weights. Now, if you need to hold them to your side, we're here. If you can come up and into those front squats with the weights on the shoulders and the elbows up, you're gonna come here with those feet hip to shoulder width apart. Right here. And then you got 10 seconds in between. Get those weights down, adjust yourself, and get ready to alternate into lunges. Stepping back and into it. If you need to just simply step it, that's fine too, okay? So you're gonna alternate between alternating those lunges and with that front squat as your first exercise. Let's start to ground those feet hip shoulder width apart. You're gonna let the weights hang to the side, you'll stay here. If you're gonna bring them up, you're gonna come here and get set to sit it down and press up. 30 seconds on that clock, starting right now, go. Feet hip to shoulder width apart. Weights up if you can, down to the side if it's too much to bring them here. Sit it down, and once again, imagine that you are pressing the floor away from your body every time you come up from that squatted position. You want to keep your chest lifted here. So you got a nice open chest as you come down, whether you got those arms to the side or you've got them here. Let's get that last one in. Take those weights to the side, get yourself in position, and as a reminder, we're stepping into that lunge, getting as close to the floor as you can with that knee. If you're bending, or simply step it back and use that front leg to help you step it back in and pull it back up and in. Right here, same idea, except you're bending. Getting as close to that ground as you can. Keeping that chest open and lifted into those rear lunges. Alternate that leg that goes back. Good, finished up. Make sure you get one on each side. And then set your feet back to hip to shoulder width apart. Weights are staying down or they're coming up with those elbows up. And then you're right back into that first exercise and into that front squat if you got those elbows up. Good, really think about each one. Really push and press away from that floor. Take your time with it. Don't rush through these. We're not focusing on high intensity today. We're focusing on that strength. Get your last one in. Take those weights to the side. Make sure you reset your body. Shift your weight to one leg that you're going to step back. Either right here or down and into that lunge. Bringing that knee as close to the floor as you can. Pulling yourself back up and in. Keep that chest open and lifted. Breathing through it the entire time. All about that strength today. So really focus on each movement. Take your time with it. Think about the muscles that are working. Here we've got those quads, those hamstrings, and those glutes and those lunges. Get your last one in. Feet hip to shoulder width apart. Weights up if you can, elbows up if you can, and sit into it. Same thing here. Very quad driven on this squat, but you've also got those hamstrings and those glutes helping to work in this position as well. These are your compound movements for your legs, and we're doing all compound movements today, which means you got a lot of those lower body muscles working. Upper body, we're gonna have some compound, some isolated movements. Get that last one in. Let those weights come to the side. Make sure you're in good position. Shift your weight to the leg that you're gonna balance with. Step back the other one, either stepping, right? Or you're stepping and bending into that lunge. Got one more set coming up. Keep working through it. Use that strong front leg to pull you back in. Good. Get that last one in. Make sure you get each side. Get those feet grounded, get your shoulder width apart. Weight staying down. Or they're coming up to that final set with those elbows up. Sitting it down and pressing it back up. Push that floor away from you every time you come up from that squat. Think about pushing that floor. Use your legs. Use the strength of those muscles in the legs, all those big muscles. Finish up your last one. Weights are coming back to the side. Getting ready to shift your weight. Stepping back, simply with that step on each side, or that step and that bend into that full run. Pull yourself back up. Good, keep that good posture. Make sure you get both in on each side. And once you're done, you can put those weights down, get some water, give those wrists a rest. And you're gonna watch me. We're coming to the floor for our next two exercises, which are going to be upper body. Now we're gonna go into our kneeling position for the first one. So we're at that lower position down here, and we're gonna go into rotating curls. We're gonna rotate up and rotate back down. Again, using that strength, and right here as I come down, and then we're going to take it into a renegade row. Now you can be on your toes in that plank position, so you're working more muscles. You can keep it down on all fours. All right, if you have trouble using both weights, you can alternate one in the center of that floor, okay? So you decide where you want to go. You're going to alternate from both of those kneeling, rotating curls and those pulls from all fours, or from that plank position. The first thing you gotta do is set your body in that kneeling position, shoulders down and back, engage that center. If you wanted to do that standing and then come down for the rows, you have 10 seconds of transition time if you feel comfortable coming up and down. I'm keeping you low and on the knees, so we're already in position to get ready for those pulls, okay? Get set to curl in 2 and 1. You are on that clock. So right here from that kneeling position, rotate and curl. And again, think about that control that you want to have today. So we're focusing on the biceps here, and then we're focusing on the back with those rows. And we've got some compound movements, and especially if you hold that plank, you're working more than just that back. Get that last one in, and you've got 10 seconds to get into position. Bring those weights down. Again, you can either stay on all fours, you can use just one weight in the center, or you can get up into that full plank and really engage more of those muscles, especially that core, as you start to drive those weights up, one at a time. Good, finish up, one on each side, and then you're coming back to your knees, standing up if you need to, shoulders down and back, engage that center, and rotate into that curl, set number 2. And from this kneeling position, you got to use a little bit more core strength as well to keep you solid and in position here. No movement through that center, really trying to have the biceps do the work to bend and extend those elbows. That last one in, good. And again, you've got 10 seconds to get in position. You're staying on all fours as you pull, using one weight only if you need, or getting into that strong plank position with 1 or 2 weights. You decide on how you feel. What works for you? All those different options. Pick one that works for you, challenges you, but that you can also control and manage for the entire 30 seconds best you can. Finish up on each side. And then we are back here on your knees, on your feet if you're not comfortable here on your knees. Get your shoulders down in position. And back into those rotating curls. Keep those elbows at your side. Make sure they're not coming up and in front of you as you curl. Really allow those biceps to do the work. Front of those arms. All right, back into position. On all fours, staying right here for those alternating rows, using one weight, both weights, getting up into that plank position if you want to make it stronger, and right here for those renegade rows. Good, finish your last one on each side. And let's go into our final set of those curls. In position, rotate through them, engage that center, find your control through that movement. Finish up your last one, and let's get one more set of those renegade rows in. Get yourself in position on all fours, pulling up one at a time, alternating just one weight, or setting your position in that plank with one or with both weights, one at a time, alternating that pull. You guys stay right there. I'm gonna come on in and say good morning. Hi guys, how you doing? Hope you had a great weekend. We are getting ready to work. We're starting with muscle strength and building today on our Monday morning. We got 10 more seconds right here. Finish it up, and then we're coming back to our feet, guys. And we're going back to our lower body work. Last two, and one. Come on back up to those feet. Release those weights. Breathe, get some water. All right, so I'm gonna actually pull my mat over for the next exercise that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna place it a little bit in front of me. I'm gonna give you a few options here, okay? So you're gonna grab your weights, and we're gonna go into a wider squat. This is gonna allow us to really get a little deeper into those glutes. We're gonna take the weights out of the way so they're in front of us, palms facing in. Toes are slightly turned out. We're going into our wide squat upright, so my chest is lifted. I'm getting my elbows as close to my quads as I can, and pushing up from there. Now, next exercise, you can either do, and you can let those weights hang to the side, you can be up, a static lunge, so right, we're staying in one position, making sure that we alternate each set, okay? Option number two is going to be from the floor, pressing up into that kneeling lunge, okay? So we use the mat for that. And our final one, weights out of the way for this one as well, are gonna be those surrender lunges, where we come all the way down to that floor, both knees, and press up from there, okay? So you've got some options. On your feet, just that static lunge, okay, where we just bend, reach, step, whatever you feel comfortable with, all the way to the floor for that kneeling lunge, or for those surrender lunges. So you have choices on that, okay? All right, let's start with our legs wide, toes turned out, weights up, palms in front of our shoulders, and let me see that wide squat down, push up and away from that floor. 30 seconds right here. So on whatever lunge you're doing, you have to change your lead each set, okay? So if you're doing those surrender lunges, you can be down and up with the right. For the first set, you can have that right knee down if you're doing those lunges, that right foot back if you're doing the static lunges, All right, so just think about it and make sure that you change that lead each step. We're coming on the last 5 seconds of those wide squats. Good. Step it in, now get in position. Right foot back here, right foot back here if you're gonna come into the kneeling position, or we're hovering over that mat and we're coming down with the right first and pressing up, okay? So find your position. If you're in that kneeling position, it's the right knee that's gonna be on that floor. If you're just doing that static lunge, it's that right foot that's back. And here we've got the right lead coming up and down. So it's that right knee that comes to the floor first, and then that right leg that steps up first. Get that last one in. Good, relax those arms to the side. Make sure you are in a position for those wide squats. Get wide, get those toes turned out. Lift them up and out of the way, palms facing you for this one. Get those elbows in towards the quads, and press up from there. So we got that strong leg work today. All of the exercises that are chosen today are all of our stronger exercises. So you're gonna be working hard in each circuit today, because they're not easy movements. Working those strong, strong muscles today, even the smaller ones, but in a way that we keep it strong. Good, come on in. So now you're gonna have your left foot forward back here, your left knee on the floor here for that kneeling lunge, or we are stepping up with the left and coming down with that left knee first if we are doing the full surrender lunges. Okay, so once again, choose where you can be. Great exercise to learn how to come up and down from that floor. And you can do this without any weights. The weights, of course, make this a lot harder. So if you're just working on surrender lunges, you want to do these without the weights. Maybe even next to a couch to help you assist yourself up. Good. Get yourself off of that mat, toes turned out, wide position. Lift up, palms facing you, and set number 3, right here. In that wide squat, getting those elbows as close to those quads as you can, each and every time. Get that last one in. Good. Once again now, we will have that right leg back if we're in that static lunge position. That right knee on the floor if we're going into that kneeling lunge. Or our right foot coming up and our right knee coming down first every time if you're working on those full surrender lunges. Finish up your last one. Make your way up to your feet. Relax those arms in between. Step back. We got one more set left to go. Wide stance. Toes turned out. Set your arm position. And go. Last and final set of that nice wide squat. Keep that chest lifted here. Get your last one in, and now you're going to either have that left leg back for that static lunge, that left knee on the mat, lead side of the way for that kneeling lunge, or both knees down, coming up with the left first, kneeling down with that left first for those full surrender lunges. Good, get that last one in, and you can come up and stay up. Weights are gonna come to that side, and we're gonna keep that mat handy as we're coming down to that floor. for our upper body circuit, right down here on the mat. All right, watch me. We're coming back to our kneeling position. We're taking those weights up in front of those shoulders, and we're pressing up and over. Now, if that's too much, come all the way up. Just come where you can. If that's too much, you can do hammer curls if you need to keep a low position, okay? From here, we're gonna take just one of those weights, and we're gonna work on that side plank lift right here. Keeping it close to the body, extending and lengthening out through that arm and that shoulder, okay? So overhead presses if you can come overhead. Hammer curls if that's too much. Go back to using a little bit of bicep with shoulder. Just staying in position if you got any of those shoulder injuries right here. You can also do those side lunge reaches without a weight if you've got any injuries there as well, okay? All right, so get set in your position to press up and over that head. In 2 and 1, we're on that puck. From that kneeling position, weights in front of those shoulders, pressing up, hammer curls if that's too much, engaging that center, and reaching. You can also do one at a time if you need to. Okay, so if both of them at the same time is too much, just alternate, okay? Good, get that last one in. You're gonna only need one weight. We're gonna come onto our side. If you need to come down here and keep the hip down, you can be here. If possible, let's keep it up on that arm so we can really lengthen that weight up and down. And I've got that knee on the ground. You do not have to have that knee up unless you want something even stronger and go into that full side plank. And we're gonna alternate that arm that we're extending every set. Get nice and close to the body as you come up and down and really lengthen out through the back of that arm and that shoulder. All right, grab that other weight, come back to your kneeling position, get those weights up in front of those shoulders, and once again, pressing up with both, pressing up one at a time, or hammer curls if that's too much right here, okay? But if you can, we are trying to work on shoulders, and we are working those stronger movements today, so if you can, even if you have to put the weights down, and reach for the ceiling without. Then you're going to get that range of motion, but you don't have to add the stress to it, okay? So manage it however you can. Get that last one in, and take one weight down. We're going to alternate over to those sides, so the weight's going to be in my right hand. Once again, if you need to be down here, that's fine. If you can extend it up on that arm, right here, keeping that knee down, or if you want to bring that leg up, but you got to be able to maintain it if you're going to come into this full plank position, okay? That last one in. Awesome, good. Bring it back up. Grab both of your weights. You're back into your kneeling position. Get the weights up in front of those shoulders. And again, one at a time. Both of them if you can manage it. Hammer curls if that's too much. But remember, I'd rather you try to focus on the reach, even if you need to put the weights down and do it without. Find your range of motion without those weights first. And then you can start by going super light, even just 1 pound at a time. Engage that center. Make sure the hips don't try to creep forward as you bring the weights overhead. All right, take one down. We're going to bring it into that right hand. So once again, down on that forearm if you need to. Right here if you can, up on that extended arm. Lowering the weight down. Lifting and reaching, keeping it nice and close to the body, extending and lengthening through that arm every time. Good, one last time. And let's grab that other weight, get that final set in, guys. All right, right here on those knees, Weights are coming up and in front of those shoulders. And again, pushing up one at a time. Both if you can. Hammer curls if you can't do anything overhead. Or get rid of the weights and manage your range of motion without the weights. One at a time or together. Finish up your last one. Get rid of one of those weights. And we are now in the left hand for our final set. On the forearm if you need. Right here if you can with that extended arm. Lift and reach. And lower that down. Lengthen that arm up as you come up. Get nice and close to the body as you come up and down. Pull and lengthen. Finish up your last one, and come on up. Now you can push the mat completely out of the way, so you will not need it for that last and final leg circuit. So come on up, get some water if you need it, resetting that clock. All right, last and final, we are going to bring those feet together. So this is gonna make a little bit more of an unsteady squat. And it's going to be a little bit more of a deadlift because we are going to hinge forward to the side of that body. But I want you to keep those feet and knees together. That's going to make you feel a little bit less stable with those feet together. If you need to separate them a little bit, feel free to do so. But try to keep them together best you can if possible. And then our next exercise is going to be our single leg deadlift. So see how I hinge forward, come on up, body like a seesaw. Now if you can't lift that leg up behind you, right, we're just going to take a little tap back. And hinge forward, keep that foot on the floor, and come on up. So find what is manageable for you, okay? All right, so let's start with those feet together if you can. Remember, that's gonna make it less stable, and that's what you wanna work on for that balance. So get those shoulders down in position, and we're gonna bend down as we hinge forward, bring the chest in towards those legs, and rise back up from there. On that clock, 30 seconds. Then we're gonna work on those single leg deadlifts, really working that balance and stability in our final lower body circuit. As you then bring the knees together, best you can, bring that chest towards your legs. Let those weights come to the side of your feet and come on up. Good. Now we're going to stabilize, so I like to come up on my toe, so I know which leg I need to stabilize, which is going to be that left leg. Slight bend in the knee. I'm going to hinge forward, and then hinge back up to that standing position. Now again, if you're only tracking back here, look, my body still stays in alignment. My body's not down here when my leg only comes back a little bit. I need to stay like one straight line. So I would just simply hinge and tap and come back in. But again, if you can manage that balance, come down to where you can go, and then seesaw back up. Imagine your body is like a seesaw, and then we'll change those legs on the next step. All right, so now feet together, shoulders down and back. We're back to that chair squat. Narrow, our most narrow type of squat or deadlift. We're bringing that chest towards the legs as we come down, as we bend those knees. Push back up to your standing position. And having those feet together makes your base more unstable. So you work a little bit more balance and stability through this movement. Good, come on up. So now it's that right leg that's going to be stable. So I like to bend the left one so I know which one is going to be my standing leg. And once again, it could be a small hinge tap back, so you never have to take that foot really off the floor except to just lift and tap it right here. You're still going to have all that stability and strength in that right leg. Or seesaw the body with that leg coming up. Hinge forward and lift back up for a stronger movement. Think about that standing leg. That is the one that you're working. as you pull yourself back up to that position, as you hinge forward, you need to stabilize that leg. Come on up, bring those feet together, shoulders down and in position. Get set to bend the knees, hinge forward, bringing the chest towards those legs, and rise back up. Find your steadiness. This is going to be less stable than a wider squat. All right. Once again, our left leg is now going to be that standing leg. Our right leg is going to come behind us, whether it's a simple hinge and tap back, or it's a hinge forward, lifting that leg up, seesawing that body, and coming back up to that standing position all the way up. Do not stop midway. So we don't stop here and then go back down. We come all the way up. So that leg needs to stabilize you through the entire range of motion. Finish up that last one. And bring those feet back together. Shoulders down and back. Get in a silent position. Get set to bend the knees. And as you bend the knees, we're hinging forward through the hips as well. And pull everything back up to that center position, nice and tall. One more time. And now our right leg's going to be our stabilizing leg. So we're standing with that one. I'm slightly bending the left, so I know which one I'm working. Or taking behind me. Simple tap back and a hinge. Step it back in. Or really seesaw that body. Get that strong balance and stability. And pull back up. Finish up your last one, and come all the way up. Place those weights down. We're going to grab that mat, make sure it's in position, and ready to go for our final upper body circuit. Resetting that clock, I'll show you your 2 moves. All right, so we're going to work triceps and chest for this final circuit. We're going to do our triceps from our kneeling position, and I'll give you an option if it's too much. Okay, from here, you've got to hinge forward, which means you're activating that core and lower back to hold you in this position. Get those elbows up and kick back from here. If you find you can't stabilize yourself in this position, what I want you to do is come on all fours, and then you will alternate one kick back at a time. So you got to bring that elbow up and then kick it back, okay? And then you'll alternate there. If you want to do that in the plank position to make it stronger, feel free to do so. But if you can do a double kick back, you'll fire up those triceps just a little bit more because they're going to constantly be active, okay? And then we're going to take it onto our back. We've got those 10 seconds to transition. And we are going to go for a rotating chest press right here. Working that chest for our final circuit, final exercise. All right, guys, let's get set in position. So once again, if you need to stabilize and support that back, you're going to be here on all fours, okay? If you can maintain this position, you have a strong core, strong back, you feel comfortable here, you're going for those double kickbacks, and watch that chin doesn't get tucked into your chest. Let's go. 30 seconds on that clock, starting right now. So back of the arms right here, one at a time if you're on all fours. Try not to bring those weights all the way into the underarms. Think of where we are working, which is the back of those arms. By being in this kneeling hinge forward position, you're also going to fire up that back, that core all the way around. Get that last one in. Good. Lower those weights down. I'm going to go a little heavier for chest. So I'm going to put my lighter tricep weights down. Get in position here. Rise up so the palms face each other. Rotate down in a wide position. Rotate and press back up. And now working through that chest. Finish up that last one. Lower down close to the body. That's your safest way to release those weights. Come on up. Grab those weights. And once again, if you need to be more stable here, alternate from all fours. Or hinge forward, elbows up, kneeling position, chin off of that chest. Activate and extend back. So yes, you're working the back of the arms, but your lat muscles rather, the back on either side are activated. You hold those elbows up in position. So you've got more things working. All right, let's take it down. Rotate, grab your weights, come on down, press them up, palms face each other to start. Rotating to a wide position and press back up. Nice and easy, come on down. Let's come on up, set number 3. From whichever position you need to, remember all fours, going to be a little bit more stable for your back. Right here, if you've got strong core, elbows up, and kick back. Keep that chin off of that chest. If you're midway through and your back starts to bother you, feel like this is too much, just lower down here, you'll support that back and alternate that kick back, okay? So you can always adjust it midway, quarter way, 3/4 through, whatever. Good, perfect. Weights down, rotate over. Just remember, you don't have to stick with what you chose to start with. You can always change your position and your option at any time throughout that work. Listen to your body and do what feels right for you. If you are struggling or overwhelmed, change your option. Get that last one in. Remember, come down with the arms close to the body. That's going to be your safest way of pulling those weights down. Come on up. And then we got one more set right here. Lock your position on those knees. Hinge forward. Once again, if that's too much and you need more back support, then you stay on all fours right here. And you kick back from there. Don't tuck that chin in. This position will have that tendency to want to really tuck that chin into your chest. You gotta keep space there. Keep that neck in alignment if that's fun. Finish up your last one. Nice and easy. And let's go into our final set for chest. Lower down. Press up. Palms start facing each other. Rotate into that wide position. Rotate back up, narrow. Get that last one in. Come down nice and easy. Let's stay right here to work that stretch. Hug both knees in. You guys stay right there. I'm just going to pause that upward. Stop it. Just hug those knees in. Stay right there. Maybe sway side to side. Massage that lower back on your mat. Good. Bring it back to the center. And let's drop that left foot on the floor. Extend and lengthen that right leg. Pull it in. Let's rotate that ankle. Take it in the other direction. And then back to the center for a little flex and point. And then flex and hold and pull it in. Take that right ankle onto the left leg. Give that leg a little hug in. And release, hug both knees in. Take that right foot to the floor as we extend and lengthen up the lat. Hold it in place. Rotate that ankle. And another direction. Back to the center, flex and point it. And flex and hold, pull that leg in. Take that angle onto the other leg and hug that leg in. And release, hug on in. And roll yourself up, come to those feet, hands on the floor, allow that bottom to come up, extend and lengthen those legs. And from here, roll yourself back up to standing. Once you come up, roll those shoulders back and hold. And take those hands on those thighs, hinge forward, that flat back and hold. Roll it up halfway and stretch. And then take that flat back down and roll it all the way up, head comes up last. And roll those shoulders back. Let's take that right arm, bring it across that chest, give it a little press in. Take it up and back. And lengthen up, lower down, let's come halfway, and then take the left arm across that chest, give it a little hug in. Take that arm up and back, reach back, press back. And lengthen up, lower down both arms as we interlock behind the back, open up the chest, extend and lengthen those arms behind you. And release, let's take 2 deep breaths in. And exhale, one more time in. And exhale, and you guys are all done for today. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll definitely get a little bit of a more high intensity in tomorrow with some cardio and maybe some other stuff mixed in. I will let you know tomorrow, but we'll definitely have a cardio element tomorrow to bring that intensity and that heart rate up, okay? So make sure you join me tomorrow. We have our virtual time at 10 a.m., just virtual. And then on Wednesday, I will be here at the MIYJCC in person. So if you'd like to join me for that, register at the MIYJCC.com, .org, MIYJCC.org, and there you will have instructions on how to register to come and do that live with me, or you can always get it virtually as well. So tomorrow is 10 a.m., Wednesday's 9:30, new week that we are starting with. Hopefully you feel energized with that strength to start out our week, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.